Welcome back to the Team to Be Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. The Miami Heat season is finally over. The Cleveland Cavaliers put the Miami Heat out of their misery. The Miami Heat literally waved the white flag before the game even started because Mickey Arison was too cheap to even provide T-shirts on the seats this playoffs, and so he knew the game was over before it started with those white flags. They waved it, and the Miami Heat lost by 55 points, Trent. That is not only the Miami Heat's worst playoff loss in NBA history, followed by their original worst loss, which was game 3, where they lost by 37. They followed that up by losing by 55, Trent, which was the 5th worst loss, not in Miami history, in all of NBA playoff history. This was the 5th most lopsided game ever. This shit was hilarious. We stink, and our future looks kind of bleak at this point right now. So what are your thoughts overall on that game in general? We'll touch upon that real quick, but more than that, we'll talk about the offseason, obviously, and what this team can do to improve, if anything.
Man, listen. First thing I want to say is Tyler Herro came out and said 2 things. He came out and says, listen, I need Jimmy Butler to win. And one, that makes you look bad already because they view you as the number 1 option. And so when you come out publicly and say, listen, I need Jimmy Butler to win, why should they pay you number 1 option money? Because his contract extension is coming up, right? So I feel like he messed up by saying that. And 2, you can't say, oh, we're not going to lose 4-0 and then come out and drop 4 points. You just can't do that. He went 1 for 10, 1 for 9 at the 3-point line. That's unacceptable. So Tyler, listen, to be honest with you, a lot of people are probably going to be in the comment sections call me harsh and this and that. Outside of game 2, he really didn't play that well in the postseason. Let's talk about it. I mean, I don't know if you agree with me, Amir, and stuff like that, but like his numbers, he could put up 20 plus points, but defensively he was getting exposed. And then offensively, the numbers were meaningless, if that makes sense. Like that's one thing about Tyler Herro to me is that like his numbers and at a point in time during the regular season is like he put up 25, but it didn't really do nothing for us. Right. And I don't want to blame this all on Tyler because it's a front office thing and there's other things to look at. But I put so much pressure on him because he's our number 1 guy. That's what happens. We did it with Jimmy. We're going to do it with any number 1 guy. Look what they're doing to Luka and LeBron. They're literally frying them all over the internet because they're getting destroyed by Anthony Edwards. That's what happens when you're a number 1 option. Look at Kevin Durant. Oh, you couldn't even get to the playoffs. That's what happens. You got to get criticized as a number 1 option. If you're not built for the number 1 option, then don't be like you're not it. You know what I mean? So that's the concerning part about it. And then obviously Bam to me is just soft. I think Bam is soft as hell. He declined this year. Respectfully, he completely declined. There was a time where he looked pretty decent at a stretch, but throughout 90% of the season, he looked terrible. Andrew Wiggins, it looked like he shouldn't even be playing basketball at this point. I'm not using no injury as an excuse.
You're out there. You're out there. Then play. Right?
Exactly. Everybody's hurt in the postseason, Amir. Every single body's hurt in this postseason. You play through the injury. I give you an example. Michael Porter Jr. has 1 arm. He has one arm, and he's playing basketball, and he's putting better numbers up than Andrew Wiggins has. Just think about that, guys. Andrew Wiggins was non-existent. He had 10 points, 10 points, 12 points. The big 3 combined, I think they combined up 27, 29 points today. This game was over after the first quarter. This was a joke, and I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, 55 fucking points. They lost, dude. They lost by like 92 points in back-to-back games. Unreal. Like that is just pathetic. They scored, it was 43-17 after the first quarter. Like even Ernie Johnson on TNT was saying like this might be the worst like playoff game he's ever witnessed and watched in his life, coming from a nice guy like Ernie. Like he's being real. Like we got outscored 29-16 in the second quarter, and like yeah, we scored 30 points in the third quarter, but we still got outscored by 9. Like we didn't win. Fuck moral victories, but like We didn't even win a single quarter in the second quarter. We got outscored 39-30, 27-20, but we just quit. Like literally the Cavs in the second quarter before halftime had more intensity and energy and grit and hustle than the Heat. Do you remember when freaking Jared Allen pickpocketed Haywood Highsmith after he got a long rebound and he was bringing the ball up the court, and Jared Allen punches the ball out of his hands when they're up by 30 and then they come back down and hit a three? Like they were diving for loose balls up 30, right? And like Tyler quit, Wiggins quit, Bam basically quit. Like he was only padding the stats in the second half. Like why was he in the game when they're down 47? Like just embarrassing. And again, it's not all on Tyler Hero, and I'm cooking Tyler Hero on Twitter, and I'm getting cooked by his stands basically saying, why do you guys always point fingers at Tyler Hero? I'm like, what Trent just said 5 seconds ago. If he's your best player or your second best player and one of your highest paid players, then he's going to be critiqued. He's going to get cooked if he's our best scorer, averaging 25 points a game in the regular season. He only gets 4 points in the playoffs in a home elimination game. Of course you're going to get cooked.
After he said they're not going down 4-0, that's the thing. After he said that, you can't say, oh, we're not going to go down 4-0 and then proceed to drop 4 points. I know I'm changing this to football real quick, but it makes sense. Dak Prescott gets criticized, one, because he's on the Cowboys, but two, you know why? Because he had the biggest contract at the time in the NFL, and he was doing horrible in the postseason. He couldn't win a game. He looked terrible against the Packers. That's what happens. If you're the most paid and you're one of the top guys on your team, you get criticized. I don't understand why people are acting so soft when it comes to Tyler. Why does Tyler get so much passes? Why is there a certain connection with Tyler with the front office? Mind you, we appreciate Tyler. We see that Tyler grew a lot this regular season. He did. He looked pretty good this regular season. He took the leap. He took the fragile comments and got better. But during the postseason, he did not play good. Those are now, 3 postseasons where he's injured or just not playing well, and it needs to be called out. It's really just simple as that. He's not a number one option, and he's just not that guy. You know why I knew he's not that guy? Ben knew he wasn't that guy, but those comments about Jimmy, he should have just kept his mouth quiet. I don't see Jimmy saying, bro, I miss Tyler, bro. Like, I need Tyler to win. You don't say that. You just never say that. You keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
So, 100%. And then the bad thing about that, Amir, is he was throwing a little shade at Jimmy before like he was traded. Remember, there was comments he was saying like it was little shade at Jimmy. It wasn't necessarily shots, but it was shade because I ain't got nothing to say. Did you talk? No, I ain't talked to him. Like, bro, he was throwing these shots, bro. And then you come out and then he realized how hard it is to win alone. And he realized how hard it is to be a number one option. And that's why he said that, because in the first 3 games, he was getting absolutely exposed. And you can't discredit. You can't be like, oh, he's not a good defender. Okay, that's on Tyler Hero. It's a 2. You have to play offense. You have to play defense. You see what Anthony Edwards is doing out there? He's playing offense, but he also is playing amazing defense on Luka when he gets the chances. That's the type of game that we're in right now. I'm watching the Cavaliers just laugh at us on the bench. They're literally just chilling, laughing at us. They're having fun. And they know that, I don't know who they play after this series, but they probably have a little break. They're chilling. They're literally chilling. Darius Garland didn't even play 2 games in the series. That's their second best player, and they still demolished us.
All-star starter.
Yeah.
All-star starting point guard. And he's out, and they still won.
Dude, did you see the stat that Anthony Chang threw out there? It was like, I think we got outscored by like 122 or something like that.
Unreal. We've lost our last 8 home playoff games too. Like even more embarrassing too, I think, than that is like, can't even win a home playoff game.
Exactly.
Not even one.
And Amir, I don't want to hear nothing about Jovic because he was our leading scorer. I don't want to hear that, respectfully. I don't care if he was our leading scorer. He had 24 points and this and that. Listen, the problem with Jovic to me is that when we expect a leap from him, during the offseason, he gets injured. And when he gets injured during the offseason, it holds him back for training camp. When you start missing training camp, you're not ready. You're not prepared for the regular season. When you're not prepared for the regular season, you start getting DNPs. And now you're not in NBA shape going against these guys because you wasn't ready for the training camp. So if he can't stay healthy, I'm sorry. He has to get moved on. Remember, this is 2 years in a row where I believe he did get injured. The same for Jaime. Jaime completely forgot how to play basketball. How do you go from potentially most improved to probably one of the worst players in the NBA? How does that make sense? And this is a concerning thing, Amir. I'll tell you this. I don't know if we just got to look at this team, But 2 basketball players on our team completely forgot how to play basketball. I don't know if that's the team's fault or what it is, but Terry Rozier was a 20-point scorer. He got this neck injury and completely forgot how to play basketball. Jaime, he got injured and doesn't know how to play basketball no more. That's 2 players. I don't watch every single team in the NBA, but I'm pretty sure a lot of these players, they might be bad, but they don't at least know how to play basketball. Our players, Amir, Terry Rozier forgot how to shoot. He forgot how to do a regular layup. He forgot how to dribble. He forgot everything. And Jaime is one dimension. If he can't drive, he's useless. He can't play as well as defense. He can't shoot. So if you can't shoot in this league and you're not athletic and can attack the rim, it's not gonna go well. The reason why Jaime had such a great year is because they didn't have film on Jaime. He was brand new to the league. And so that's why he dominated. Because when you don't really got film on a player, you don't know what's really going on. You see what happened the next year? What did he do? He completely fell off. And you could blame the hamstring injury, but I'm not blaming that no more. The injury's long gone. He just doesn't know how to hoop no more.
I think he lost confidence too, because think about it too. Like, you're hooping in pickup or in a game or whatever, and like you miss your first 6 shots, the defender starts like sagging off you a little bit, getting into your head. I think part of it though was just like the bad games, the DMP started stacking up, and like he probably lost confidence. He's a young second-year player. If you don't have confidence in yourself, man, like that's going to be more than half the battle, honestly, right? They're all skilled. They all got the talent. It's just like, it's all about the mental, the gymnastics then at that point. Like, confidence is huge. Like the psychological aspect, I think part of it was that. I think part of it was the injury, and then part of it was the film, and then part of it was him not developing enough in the offseason. I'm going to become a 3-and-D type player is what he said. Like his 3-point shooting went down. Like he was way better last season. Like I don't know what he was last season. Maybe what 32, 33% from 3, which is not great. That dropped to like whatever the hell it is now, like in the 20s is horrible. So you hit that on the nose. We got Terry Rozier on our roster for another year. There is no way we're trading him. We're not going to attach another pick, obviously. So we're going to have to wait till that contract expires. We're going to have to wait till, I think Duncan could be movable. Duncan, just doesn't fit with this team. Like you put Duncan on a Lakers, a Nuggets, a Thunder, where he could spot up and like play next to a superstar type player, like a SGA, or even on the Knicks. Put him on the Knicks, like instead of one of those wing guys. Like you got Brunson driving, kicking it to him. Like he could fit. Like Terry Rozier, like I don't know what happened. I think you're right. After that neck injury and all the freaking point shaving crap and scandal, the betting, the gambling, all this crap, man. Like how do you go from someone like he was a looter in a riot, like scoring on a shitty Hornets team while LaMelo was hurt, but like you still went from that to like a guy who couldn't get more than 10 points per game. Like you can't even give us like 14, 15 points. Like Dennis Schroeder gets you that type of, like you could be like
and
Schroeder.
Mind you, Amir, all these mysterious injuries start happening to him. Don't forget, he's injured now. How is he in crutches? Where did this injury mysteriously come from? From practice?
Strip club. He slipped on some panties or something.
I don't get it. These injuries are all mysterious. It just doesn't make sense at all. But what I will say is, though, I know you was the big part of making the playoffs, and that's cool, right? That's cool. But for the people that are saying, "Oh, we need to give our young guys experience," Amir, can you tell me what the young guys learned from this whole playoffs? I just want to know because Coach Spo didn't play Kel'el Ware. He played him 13 minutes, 19 minutes, and doesn't touch the court. Paolo Larson hardly plays like that, right? Jovic, he played, but Jovic is not like those rookies. Like Jovic's been around. Like he's been around, all right? So the 2 young guys is Paolo Larson, Kel'el Ware, right? And what did they learn? Because if anything, I probably feel bad for Kel'el Ware because as soon as he messes up, right, they kick him out the game. And when I say they kick him out the game, Spo just takes him out.
Yeah. We didn't get much value, obviously, because we got our asses handed to us, especially those last 2 games. The first 2 games were a lot closer, but still, even game 2, we were down by 19 in that third quarter. That it took a huge third quarter run for us to come back, right? But we were still like, besides game 1, every single game we were down by double digits, and when that happened, he took out Ware. He didn't play Pella as much, and so it stems down to what did we get out of Bam Adebayo and Tyler? Nothing, because Tyler Hero averaged 24 points per game, whatever, in the regular season. In the playoffs, you said he had one good game where he had 34 points. Didn't matter. I mean, it wasn't his fault. Again, we're not blaming Tyler on this shit. It's the coaching staff, it's the front office, it's Bam, it's Wiggins. It is Tyler. He's a part of that. And then it's the rest of the team for not being good enough. But he scored 34 points in that one game. Besides that, he in the 4 games, he averaged 17.8 points per game. What does a superstar or a real all-star do in the playoffs? They elevate their game. What did Jimmy Butler do in the regular season with the Miami Heat? Every single season, 19 points, 21, 22 was the best he had with us, right? Jimmy's never scored more than 23 in a regular season in his life. But in the playoffs, Jimmy would average 26, 27 points per game. Michael Jordan, all-time leader in points per game in terms of average, right? He averaged 30 points per game. In the playoffs, what did Jordan average? 33. Even a guy who's the all-time leading season scorer, right? That scored 30 points per game for his career. Even he, the GOAT, elevated his game and scored 33. Like, everybody does that. You see guys that are true superstars score more. Tyler did the complete opposite. So again, it's not all his fault. He's playing with a shitty team. They're scheming, doubling him. They're not blitzing him and trapping him like that. He has been, like, we've seen those better coverages on like the regular season where he actually was getting blitzed. But in game 3, they were face guarding him to a certain degree. I don't think they were face guarding him tonight. I think they just were letting him take all those threes and he just missed them all.
The thing is too, right? And we got to just stop. I never really put Tyler in like those conversations of being a top guard, but all superstar players get doubled, they get tripled. I'm watching Anthony Edwards literally get triple teamed by the Lakers. And
Still
you know what he's doing? He's finding a way to get his teammates open and get open looks. That's what Tyler Herro needs to do. So it's just frustrating. But what I do want to talk about, though, Amir, is that Bam Adebayo came out and said he expects a lot of changes this offseason. And I take this as 2 things, right? I made it in my video today. I said, is he saying that because he's trying to send a sign or a hint to Pat Riley? Or does he truly believe that there's actually going to be changes because he's going to go up to Pat Riley and say, yo, listen, I can't do this. We need to improve this roster. Because what we've seen from Pat Riley and these last couple of years, we haven't really done much. So why this season or this offseason, we mysteriously going to be making a lot of moves? What do you think Bam's saying there?
He's saying trade Tyler Herro. This white boy ain't good enough to be on my team. I don't know, because look, Tyler is a better offensive player. Scoring is important, but he is such a liability on defense. And if you're not going to do what your forte is in the playoffs, which is scoring, right? If you're going to he averaged 14 points per game before this playoffs. He scored what? What did I say he scored? 17.8?
17.8.
What does that do to his playoff average? Up it to 15, right? Like, he's played 50 something games in the postseason. Like, if you're not going to score, which is your best quality in the playoffs, we might not need you then. You talk shit about Bam all you want, right? And Bam should be criticized, but we knew he was not an offensive-minded player. He is still our most important all-around player. If you have to get rid of one, in my opinion, you have to get rid of Tyler Herro. If you want to get more value back, you trade Bam Adebayo. If you want to build around Tyler and try to retool and be a play-in team for the next 3 or 4 years, right? And try to let Tyler and Wiggins and whoever else and some young pieces develop and grow, then there'll be a play-in seed. Like, they'll be the 10th seed again, right? Without Bam. But you need Bam Adebayo to be your cornerstone. And Bam is probably saying, hey, I just signed my max. Like, his max goes into play next season, $50 million. So he could say, like, put pressure on Pat Riley. If you don't make changes and figure out how to get an all-star to join this team, I can request a trade, essentially. I already got my bag, so it doesn't matter, right? I got the money.
And that's what a lot of people do nowadays, because there's no such thing as free agency because of the new CBA rules. So you're not never going to get paid what you want to get paid. So a lot of superstar players get their money from their original team. They play a year or two, and if they don't like it, they request a trade. That's what a lot happens. And I'm not saying
Dame did that too. Dame did that, then requested a trade with 4 years left on his contract, right? Yeah.
So this is what superstar players do. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Bam's getting frustrated too. And when your players start getting frustrated, it's not a good thing, because we all know what happens, man. We already went down the road with the Jimmy situation where he was frustrated, he wanted to get paid, and we'll see what happens, man. I think it's gonna be a long, depressing offseason, because like, yeah, we have the draft looking forward to, but then again, it's like, Amir, we have the 20th pick. It's like the 20th pick is not going to really change this franchise around. You know what I mean? Like,
Not
it's
yet. Yeah. Even if
yeah,
it does, it's still going to take years to
yeah,
develop.
it's just that's the thing. It's like we don't really have nothing to look forward to. That's I think that's the sad part as a Heat fan. It's like, okay, we got eliminated from the playoffs. There's nothing to look forward to until what, October again? Until the next season starts. And
No, the season after is the only thing that we have to look forward to. That's when Duncan and Terry's contracts are off the books. That way,
right.
at least we have. But then that way we have money because you do get to pick up role players through free agency, and you need to get the Bruce Browns, the Finney Smith type of defensive minded players. At least those types of players would be better than Terry and Duncan.
Give me
At
Nas Reed.
least. But or you know what I mean though. But that's sad though if that's what we're looking forward to because you had those guys around Tyler, Bam, and Wiggins were still not good enough.
Yeah, it's a joke, man. But I know we're going to talk about a lot of star players, so I'm not even going to break it down on this episode because we're going to get tired of it. Amir, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, though, for sure. How to do a little rant. And listen, I was reading my comments, Amir, and a lot of people, literally, this is what they say. Oh, you're too negative. I'm not watching your channel no more because you're too negative and you're not positive like Ernest. And so after we lost this game, right, I said, okay. I made a video. I said, oh, I'm too negative, right? And this is the reason why I'm too negative. You know why I'm too negative? Because I know what's best for my team. You guys never want to hear the truth. You guys never want to hear the truth at all. Listen, I still love y'all. I still appreciate all y'all for supporting me. But it's the fact, bro. You never want to hear the truth. The truth always hurts. The truth always hurts. Nothing against, you know what I mean? But I went crazy on the video, bro, because this was terrible. It was terrible.
Pathetic. Worst loss in Miami Heat playoff history. 5th worst lopsided defeat in all of NBA playoffs across every team over the last 50 years, however many years, 75 years of basketball. This was the 5th most lopsided loss in NBA history and by far the worst Miami Heat loss. Like, how do you lose by 37, which is your worst playoff loss, at home in game 3 and follow it up by that? Like, I think if the Heat, after the first quarter, literally when they were down, what I say, 40 something to 17, whatever it was, if they just like sat out all the starters, which I said on Twitter, sit everybody out. They don't deserve to play. Put in Jovic, Pella, even Jaime, Kashad, Isaiah, like just put in all those, the G League team, and they would have had more heart than Bam, than Tyler, than Wiggins. They would have tried their asses off and had more pride. Like, how do you lose by that much? That's unreal.
The only thing we got looking forward to is the summer league because we won the championship.
We're champions.
And that's a joke.
It's gonna be a rough offseason, and yeah, we'll see what we can do. I mean, hey, Alec Burks, Jay Rich, Thomas Bryant, Dwayne Dedman, Cody Zeller. Those are, it's gonna be one of those summers again but at least though, if we do make some decent moves, it's not gonna be like an offseason where we went to the championship and where the Boston Celtics traded for Drew Holiday and Porzingis, we added fucking Thomas Bryant, right? So it can't get worse than that. That was pathetic and that was sad. So it can only get up from here now at this point. So we'll see. Like, hopefully we get someone that's halfway decent. We'll see. But hey, there's a lot of stars that might be asking out this summer. You never know. Ja, Zion, Giannis, Joker. Who the hell knows can happen, right? There's a lot of playoffs left, so we'll see what happens. And yeah, Trent and I hopefully will be on for some. I'm down to do more playoff coverage, obviously, because this is going to be a very, very long off season for the Miami Heat. So hopefully we can hop on maybe after each round is over, essentially, and do like a critique and maybe a prediction if you're down for that.
Definitely. Right now I'm watching Draymond Green about to get kicked out again. So
all right, I gotta watch that game too. So yeah, thanks for hopping on, Trent, and appreciate the time. Make sure to go to Trent's channel, the Miami Heat Network, and subscribe to his channel. Thanks again.
No doubt.
All right, brother.
All right, bro.
I'll see you later, man. I'm gonna watch the game.
I gotta record some content. All right, man.
Peace.